Welcome to this explainer. If you're a government employee gearing up for a move, you probably already know that the sheer volume of rules and regulations can feel completely overwhelming. But don't worry. Today, we're going to break down the complexities of the National Joint Council Relocation Directive into a clear, chronological journey from start to finish so you know exactly what to expect. Okay, let's tackle the giant, stressful elephant in the room right off the bat. What exactly happens to your family if you can't find a home before your reporting date? It is a super common fear, but the directive actually has built-in safety nets designed specifically to prevent you from being left out in the cold. We're going to answer that big question, and a whole lot more, by following this roadmap. 1. Starting your relocation journey. 2. House hunting trips. 3. Interim accommodation rules. 4. Moving your household goods. 5. Navigating family realities. And 6. Temporary dual residences. We will cover the whole shebang. Section 1. Starting your relocation journey. Let's look at the absolute foundational rules that serve as the blueprint for your entire move. There is an incredibly strict order of operations you have to follow here. You absolutely must have your file registered and complete an initial consultation with the contracted service provider before you spend a single dime. Your employer needs to authorize this move in writing at least 30 days prior to your reporting date. If you jump the gun and incur expenses before that authorization and consultation, well, you risk not being reimbursed at all. Section 2. House hunting trips. Once you're officially authorized, we move into the active search phase, formerly known as your house hunting trip, or HHT. The magic number here is 7. That represents the maximum total days for a standard HHT. It combines up to 5 days of active house hunting with 2 days of travel time. And during this trip, your meals, incidentals, and accommodations are covered. You can actually choose to extend this by up to 4 days using your core customized fund if you need a little extra time to figure out things like daycares, schools, or elder care facilities. So, back to that big question from the beginning. If you don't find a place before your move, or if work requirements meant you couldn't take an advanced trip at all, you just proceed to the new location. Once you're there, you're authorized to conduct your house hunting upon arrival, and you're fully supported by temporary living allowances, so you definitely aren't stranded. Section 3. Interim accommodation rules. This brings us right into the messy middle of a move. Basically, how long do you get in a hotel? For standard situations like waiting for your household goods to be unpacked or waiting for the keys to your new permanent home, you're authorized for a baseline of 15 days in interim accommodation. During this time, you get allowances for lodging, meals, and incidentals for you and your dependents. It's officially known as IEM and MMA. But what if 15 days just isn't cutting it? Well, you can potentially apply for a 15-day extension. And in exceptional circumstances, like if you were forced to relocate on extremely short notice, the rules actually allow for up to 60 days. The goal is obviously to minimize hotel time, but the flexibility is absolutely there if your closing date or the moving company's schedule gets out of whack. Section 4. Moving your household goods. Once you've got a permanent roof over your head, it's time to actually ship your life to the new city. The directive entitles you to one single shipment of your household goods from your old home to the new one. And this is great. It ensures you get paid time off to handle it, you get up to 3 days to supervise the packing and loading, and up to 2 days to supervise the unpacking. I mean, they recognize that you literally cannot be at the office while a moving crew is dismantling your living room. Now, here's a surprising and kind of humorous fact about moving pets. The official definition of a pet is pretty strict. Your standard living room dog or cat, totally covered. But do not expect the government to foot the bill to relocate your horse, your sheep, or an entire kennel of show dogs. The directive explicitly limits reimbursable transportation to animals kept for companionship that normally live inside the family home. Section 5. Navigating family realities. Now we need to look at how your specific family dynamic changes your hotel and spousal entitlements. When it comes to interim accommodation, your room allowance maps exactly to the size of your family. If you're single or moving as a couple, you get 1 hotel room. But as your family grows, so does your entitlement, maxing out at 4 rooms for a family of 8 or more. It's a really straightforward system to ensure everyone fits without going overboard.
Now, a quick but crucial word of warning about spouses. There is absolutely no double dipping allowed. Whether your partner is also a government employee moving to the same city, or they have a corporate relocation package from a private company, you have to consolidate. If your spouse has external benefits, you have exactly 15 working days from file registration to choose just one funding source for the entire household.
Section 6, Temporary Dual Residences, or TDRA. Finally, let's explore what happens when your family actually gets split up during a move. We need to talk about TDRA, which is a vital safety net. Sometimes, despite your absolute best efforts, a seamless door-to-door move just doesn't happen. TDRA is designed to help defray the massive living costs of maintaining a second home when circumstances outside of your control prevent you from selling or leaving your old home immediately. You can actually receive this assistance for up to 180 consecutive days, but it has to fall into one of 4 specific scenarios. For instance, if you have to move unaccompanied ahead of your family, or if you leave a kid behind so they can finish their current high school or university semester. In that school scenario, you're even provided a $525 monthly allowance to help cover your dependents' living costs. And if you are split up, you obviously want to see your family, right? The directive actually caps your weekend travel home based on how long you've been on TDRA. You're allowed 2 trips in the first 30 days, 4 trips over the first 60 days, but then it strictly caps out at an absolute maximum of 5 weekend trips home for the entire duration of the TDRA period. It's also totally worth mentioning that this directive is incredibly thorough and covers a myriad of highly specific edge cases. Whether you need to rent a mobile home pad, require actual meal expense reimbursement because you're stationed at an isolated post, or even need a specialized pyretic building inspection to sell your home, there is likely a provision designed to protect you. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this final thought. Armed with this knowledge about how the Relocation Directive actually works, how will you empower yourself to make the absolute best funding choices for your family's unique journey? The rules are strict, for sure, but they're also designed to be personalized to your needs. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive.